I get excited when I see new stuff. Hey guys, this is Eric. Today I want to introduce to you something that is very new to North Americans, although Europeans have had the pleasure of using these products. But it is a new line from Braun, and this has just been brought to North America, and I'm excited to be bringing you this review. So the product I've got in my hands is called the Flexima 3S. This is a product that is quite unique, and I think once I start explaining some of these features, I think you're going to find that it's a pretty cool thing. Now, the Flexima 3S is a regular wear wafer, which I find actually quite interesting because when I usually wear appliances or review appliances, they tend to be the extended wear. So keeping that in mind, I actually found that this particular product was extremely friendly on the skin. The wafer didn't erode as much as I had expected it to, especially on a regular wear product. The edges didn't really peel, although I noticed that it would wrinkle, and I saw the same thing on the Sensor Mios. It doesn't really create too many problems, although I would imagine if you're in water a lot or if you're having like daily showers, you're probably going to have some issues with water channeling through. So in that case, I would probably wear some kind of wafer extender or something like that just to protect the wafer's edge. I actually had tried wafer extenders with this product, and that essentially completely eliminated that particular issue. So let me start talking about some of the features of this particular system, I should say, because I've never seen this really on any appliance, and I think it's going to help a lot of people that have dexterity issues, or perhaps they have issues with weight where they can't actually see, enough of the appliance to connect it properly at the flange. So this particular product has a guiding system, and then what that allows you to do is it allows you to find very easily where your wafer is supposed to go so that it's aligned properly. And for a lot of people, they might think, well, that's kind of gimmicky, but I think it might actually really come in handy for those who have challenges. But together with that, it also has a really nice locking mechanism. Now, the locking mechanism just snaps in on top here, and that really helps to keep things secure. One of the things that I've noticed with the Hollister product is that there is no locking mechanism. It's just basically like, snapping a Tupperware lid closed. And I've actually had a few friends that have said, their bag has come off. I know one person that I had spoken to said he was climbing down a ladder, and his bag actually tugged off, and that's not cool. That really does create a mess. So this actually does eliminate that problem because it's really nice and secure when it's on there. I don't see that your bag will ever come off accidentally as long as you've actually put it on properly. So that's actually a really cool feature to have. Now, at the same time, the locking mechanism and the guiding system also adds just a slight amount of bulk to the product itself. For most people, I don't think that's going to be an issue. For me, it really wasn't an issue. However, once you start using certain accessories, then it becomes a bit more challenging because most accessories are designed, at least the accessories that are designed to go completely around the flange, they're not designed for that extra bulk. Now, this isn't an issue that's unique to this particular product. Any product that has a locking mechanism, so many of the Coloplast Sensor Click products, for example, have locking mechanisms, so it would also be a challenge for those particular products. So that's just something to note. I'll be honest with you, it's not really that much of an issue because the product itself is a very low profile, and it is quite comfortable when you're wearing it. Another really nice thing about the guiding system and the locking system is the fact that you can notice that there's actually 3 slots here and three locks. And that essentially allows you to put your pouch completely vertically or on a diagonal. And I know that a lot of ostomates like to wear their pouch diagonally because it allows their clothes to fit better. Their pouch doesn't rub against your leg as much, and it's just generally more comfortable. I personally don't wear my pouches diagonally. I'll either wear it horizontally or vertically, but that is a nice thing to see because it doesn't eliminate the fact that you have these locks here. You can still use the locks. If you do want to wear this pouch horizontally, for example, to wear with some belt or wraps, you can still do that, but you will lose the lock and the guiding system. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, I haven't installed the appliance on my skin horizontally, so you might very well be able to do that, but it's just more of an awkward shape doing it that way. Now, onto the pouches. I've actually used two different sizes. This is their medium size, which they call midi, like some other manufacturers do, and this is the maxi size. And you can see that there's a little bit of a difference. Keep in mind that the closure is now open on here, but there's a little bit of a difference here. And that reduced capacity makes the pouch more compact. So colostomates, for example, if they don't have to empty their pouch very often, they may prefer to go with the smaller size. Now, I was wearing the larger capacity pouch, and there's actually quite a few things about this pouch that I really like. So I'll start from the top and work my way down. Filters are always something that I look at when I'm trying on a new appliance or testing out a new pouching system. I always want to make sure that the filter A, works, and B, works well. This particular filter surprised me. It works extremely well, at least compared to all the other products that I've ever tried. And I have an ileostomy, so for most people that have ileostomies, filters are going to be a particular challenge because the output tends to be a little more liquid, and that will normally clog up filters. But I was very happy to say, actually, in the month that I had been testing this product out, I might have had some minor ballooning, maybe a few times, but when I say minor, I mean it wouldn't have caused an issue with my appliance. Now compare that to actual ballooning that I've had with some other brands where I'd wake up in the middle of the night and, I mean, the pouch is literally about to burst and or has created a leak. I didn't experience that at all with this, so I'm actually very, very happy to see that kind of filter on there. Another thing about the filter is the fact that if it does get wet or if any of your output does end up on the top, it doesn't sag down. It doesn't rabbit ear down like I've seen some other brands. And that's actually really nice because when you're wearing, for example, a pouch cover or even no cover at all, but just having the pouch underneath your clothing, the rabbit ears tends to stick out a bit and you can notice it more with your clothing. And this doesn't really have it. You'll notice here that the pouch will just droop down a bit, which is exactly what it should be doing. Now there is one negative that I can see about the filter, and that's the fact that the outside of the filter isn't protected. So if you're having showers, if you're swimming, you do want to put on a sticker, and Braun does include stickers with the package. But that's one thing that you always have to keep in the back of your mind if you're going to be exposed to water off and on, like throughout the day or throughout your wear time. Other than that, filter works fine. I really didn't have any issues at all, and top marks for that. So moving down the rest of the appliance, the back here where you would attach to your flange, you can notice that the locking hook is at the top and then your guidance system is at the bottom. Now, you'll also notice that it has these belt hooks on the side. Now, the belt hooks, I find that they won't work with other brands of accessory belts. You do have to use the Braun belt hook, but it does add another level of security and it's very comfortable. You'll also notice that there's 3 slots here so that when you are rotating your pouch diagonally, you can still use that accessory belt without having it, be all screwed up. So making my way down to the bottom part, and this is the part that most ostomates will be using most often because you're going to be emptying your pouch throughout the day and you're going to be exposed to the outlet quite often. One of the things that I like, first of all, about the outlet system is the fact that it's quite long. This is a bit longer than I've noticed on any other appliance or pouching system. And one of the nice things about having a longer outlet is the fact that it gets lower down into the toilet. So if you're emptying your pouch, you get less of a splash effect because you have a bit more control. Another really nice thing about this particular pouch is the fact that it doesn't have any fabric Velcro or anything like that on the top part, which makes it really easy to clean. I found this product to be one of the easier of the brands that I've tried, and it's also really easy to open. Just because of the way the outlet is designed, you don't have to crease it or do anything strange like you do with some other products. So opening it is actually pretty easy, and cleaning it is quite easy too. So you'll notice that this particular pouch also has a locking hook mechanism, and that's actually pretty convenient. One of the things that I really do appreciate about this particular system is that it's nice and wide and big. So if you do have dexterity issues, that's going to be a little easier to close. And I found that once the pouch is closed, it's very secure. I never really had any issues with it coming out or anything like that. Now, closing this particular pouch is a breeze. Essentially, you're going to be rolling it. And when you roll it, you'll reach the hooking system. The hooking system just snaps together. If you're familiar with Hollister products, you're probably going to be very much at home with this type of system. And then once that's done, you can also fold it in just like that. So it actually does make the pouch a little smaller. And, things work quite well with this. Now, one of the things that really aggravates me about a lot of pouching systems is the use of fabric and whether or not they use a good quality fabric or a cheap fabric. This particular product is pretty good. I won't say it's as good as the Sensor Amios, but it's definitely better than any of the Hollister cloths that I've used. So, drying it is pretty easy. It doesn't peel apart. It doesn't fall apart like I've seen on some other brands. So, again, good marks for that. Now, I do also want to mention that the wafers are made without the use of animal ingredients. And for me, that's important. One of the considerations that I give when I'm using appliances, and even accessories and supplies for that matter, is whether or not they do contain animal products. Now, Braun does have a convex wafer, which I haven't tried. As far as I know, that one does contain, I believe, gelatin. So if that's something that, you're conscious about, then keep that in mind when you're considering this particular product. But the flat wafer, no issues. I have no problem with the ingredients used or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Overall, I think the new Flexima 3S system is a great new product for North Americans. For all you Europeans that have been spoiled by this particular product, why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Anyway, I give, my recommendation, at least to try out this product. If you're using another brand of wafer that is, not doing what it's supposed to do for you, I would say try this particular product. I think they've got a really strong offering, and you owe it to yourself really to give it a shot. So until next time, I'll see you in another video. Take care.